With me, Andrew Clennell, our political editor, and some big news on the economic front and a bit of a relief too when you look at the trajectory of this CPI, this inflation number today.
Fingers crossed, Kieran. Some good economic news. Inflation finally dropping. The CPI monthly figures were released today and appear to show that the Treasury and Reserve Bank prediction that the inflation figure would peak at the end of last year to be correct. It peaked at 8.4% in December last year. It dropped to 7.4% in January. February, 6.8%. Does this save us from a rate rise on Tuesday? Well, of course, this came up in question time.
The figures today on inflation are promising. We wouldn't put it more than that. We know that people are doing it tough, but inflation is heading in the right direction.
This is a very encouraging sign. It's also a sign of the economic times around the world that a number with a 6 in front of it is still seen as welcome news. But this is more evidence that inflation is moderating in our economy, but it remains unacceptably high.
Well, one potential inflationary development could be the amount of net overseas migration we are experiencing and a lack of housing to accommodate it. Here comes the housing crisis and potentially another housing boom. Treasury figures released today in the Australian, conveniently as the Greens continue to block Labor's Housing Future Fund, shows 650,000 extra people will be in the country within the next 2 years. The Prime Minister made the point this morning that the Greens are blocking the government's housing fund because it does not provide as much funding as they want to build new houses. He says, wouldn't you mind some funding at least?
We want to invest in affordable housing. All those who say they support increased investment in social and affordable housing should vote for the bill. It's as simple as that. I find it rather bizarre, the argument that says what we want is more money and therefore we'll vote for no money.